The solar energy industry in New South Wales is still reeling from the announcement that the state government is to slash the generous tariffs offered under the solar bonus scheme. Around 110,000 customers who signed up early are being paid 60 cents for each kilowatt hour of electricity they feed into the grid. But from July the 1st, that rate will be cut to 40 cents. The rally of protest is being held in Sydney this Wednesday, organised by the Australian Solar Energy Society, and Chief Executive John Grimes joins me now from Canberra. So, John Grimes, what will this move to cut the tariff do to the solar industry in New South Wales?
Well, this is really an insidious cut because it's retrospective. So what customers did is they paid non-refundable deposits, they entered into a contract with the government, and now the government post facto is reaching back in time and tearing up those contracts. And that will have a massive impact on all of those 120,000 customers that are covered by this scheme. So, it's about fairness. This is really not a fair go for solar in New South Wales.
Well, how does the situation in New South Wales compare to other states in Australia? Is the New South Wales tariff overly generous?
Well, look, when it came in, we certainly said it was a very generous tariff, but that's really not the point. The point is that in 2009, people were paying about twice the amount that they are today for solar panels. They did their calculations on that basis, and now the government, in retrospective legislation, is cutting the rate. So that will have an immediate impact on all of those small businesses and households that made a decision in good faith, and it calls into questions a whole range of other agreements and contracts that the government might have in New South Wales, and is a concerning trend.
Sorry to interrupt. Right now, where is the best solar deal for consumers around the country?
Well, we're seeing solar feed-in tariffs wound down across the country. The Victorian scheme is under review. South Australia has announced that they'll end their scheme in October. We expect the ACT scheme to end within a year. And so this is a national trend. And what it demonstrates is that there's great confusion nationally about what solar benefits are available to people. And we need some clarity. We need the states and the federal government to work much closer together to actually come up with a consistent, understandable, accessible scheme.
The upheavals in New South Wales are the latest in a series of backflips and cutbacks. There can't be much trust left in the industry for suppliers or customers.
Well, it's a bit like putting a police camera near a roadway and taking photographs of everybody doing the speed limit, 60 kilometres an hour, and then the next week saying, well, actually we've changed the speed limit to 50 and you're all fined. I mean, that's the scale of the problem here. So it's a sovereign risk issue, and businesses will be acutely aware of this in planning to do business in New South Wales.
Grid parity is the holy grail, if you like, for renewable energy. That's where alternative means of generating electricity is at least as cheap as grid power. When is that scheduled to be reached, and what will this action do to that target?
We're on track to reach grid parity pricing by 2014-2015 around the country. That's great news because it means that solar will no longer require government subsidies to be affordable. What the governments need to do is draw down their subsidies over time so that we encourage that point to come sooner, and we all reap the benefit of the massive investment that's already been made in this technology, and we really start to transform to a zero carbon electricity economy.
John Grimes, thank you.
Thank you.